Hello, so I am planning on doing a quick patch up on these headphones, a quick mod, and I thought it would be a good idea to document the progress. These are, I believe, Grado SR80s. It used to say SR80 right here in the middle, but I ended up destroying that years ago, and I don't know what happened. There was a hair dryer involved. I melted off the inner grating. It didn't go as planned, and I kind of improvised by getting this wood and gluing it on the inside. I'll show you a picture of what it used to look like. It was, it looked okay. I think it, ended up looking okay. But now what you see here is all these holes in it. The reason being, when I tried the headphones again, they didn't sound as good as they did, and I was really disappointed, and I was really irked by that. And part of the reason was that, it wasn't open back anymore. These are open back headphones. It was really just a screw up, and I tried to patch it up, and then I tried to patch it up again, and it turned into this awful mess. And guess what? This wood, these are popsicle sticks. So not the best or the most savvy mod that anyone has ever seen on Grado headphones. I love these headphones. These carried me through the latter half of college, and I thought, you know what, let's get this back up into shape again. Okay, so for the plan for the actual mod, I'm going to be taking these out, just chipping these out. I'm going to be laser cutting 2 discs. I measured these out, and I'm just gonna smack that disc right on top and glue it. That disc will also have a laser cut design in the middle to make some holes to keep these open back headphones. But basically super simple. I'm just gonna take these out and then glue those discs on top. And it should look pretty clean, and yeah, for my purposes, that's all I really need. So I took off the actual headphones. These were pretty easy to pop off. I think I'd already taken them off before, and I tried to seal them shut with hot glue. So these were, they just kind of came off super easy. So now I'm left with what was glued on the inside of the casing, and I already did some work on this one right here. Looks like that just came off like that. There goes that, and probably just push through this and it should come loose. It's just hot glue. There we go. And off it comes. Simple as that. I know I'll probably scrape this out a bit to clean it up. So here they are reassembled. They look kind of funky. But I did a test run with these because I've been using these headphones for a while with these coverings on them for the past few days, and even just taking these off improves the sound so much. It was just a travesty to have them covered like that. So hopefully when I actually cover these up, we still retain that quality from having truly open back headphones, because honestly, I did something really stupid. I converted open back headphones into closed back headphones, and that's just not right. So, with popsicle sticks, oh boy. So the first thing I did was go on Pinterest. I use Pinterest a lot to just kind of look for random ideas, and I searched for laser cut designs. And I found a whole bunch of disc-shaped ideas that could apply to my headphones. So, I picked up a few that I thought were kind of cool. This image has like a whole bunch, so this kind of got my gears turning. But basically, what I did was I took what I liked, and I brought those images into Photoshop. And so here are some of the examples. I mean, these look really cool, but I did have concerns about, for example, for this one, how much or how open it was. I felt it may be a little too open for the headphones, as well as the integrity of the structure may not be very good. I'm planning on using about an eighth of an inch thick wood. Same with this one. It has a lot of tiny details in it that, it may not hold up. So there's a risk in that, as well as, on top of all that, these are complicated shapes that I would need to vectorize. It's like a ton of work to do. This one, it's not as much work, and it's definitely a little more stable in terms of like structural integrity, but I wasn't in love with this design. So, I just started going into Illustrator and creating my own version of the design. As you can see, I'm just going for these straight slits. Played around with the different sizes of the slits, and you can see that here. I'm experimenting with how many slits I want in the circle, and then this is measured out here to be just about the size of that rim that I showed you that I was going to glue this whole thing onto. So I created simple slit designs, and then I started experimenting with what happens if I break up those slits, and I subtracted some elements from the slits, and then also rounded off the corners again. So this is similar to the design I ended up with. I think the final one that I'm choosing to go with is this one here. This ring around here, I'm planning on having that engraved on the surface, so that will not be cut, but these will all be holes. And to give you an idea of what that looks like, I also went ahead and photoshopped some of these ideas. So there's the more simple, straight slit design, and then here's the offset and augmented, and that's what that might look like. Next step was to take those vector images and convert them into the format that is going to be used by the laser cutter, and that's just simply to take the shapes and turn all of the shapes where you want the laser cutter to actually make a full cut into a line with a stroke. And then for all those parts where you want the laser cutter to engrave, you convert that into a shape with a fill. So that's all I just did here. I did also adjust for Kerf, which is a new word that I learned, which is the thickness of the laser itself. That's going to kind of offset how much of the wood is going to be left after you make the cut. So I made a few adjustments for that. It's very minor. I don't know if it's actually even necessary, but I just went ahead and did it. And so I'm just going to be sending this off to my friend, who has graciously allowed me to use her services to get this stuff made. And hopefully it turns out okay. So I sent off the file to my good friend Eva, and she recorded this really cool time lapse of the discs being cut by the Glowforge. You'll see in a second these little lights come off the middle of the disc when it's being cut right there. That's where the laser is actually meeting the wood. So Eva told me that this whole process took about 40 minutes, so this is super sped up. And you'll also notice a bunch of like brown burn marks on it, and that's actually being protected by a layer of paper on top of the wood that she's actually peeling off right now in this video here. I think they turned out pretty well. All right, I got my laser cut pieces from my friend. She runs a shop called Evacado Studio. Definitely go check her out. I'll link her in the description. And let's get to it. She's so extra with the packaging. Like, this is so unnecessary. But anyway, yeah, this is this type of stuff she has on her shop right now. She also has like laser engraved greeting cards and stuff like that. So and I'm sure she's adding a whole bunch of other stuff to her inventory. So check out that link. But yeah, we printed 2 sets. So we'll see which one I want to use. So I really love the way these turned out. There's this nice sheen on them, this type of wood that she used. The reason why there's 2 sets is this one has these holes printed against the grain. As you can see, it's horizontal, or they're perpendicular to each other, and these are going with the grain. I think because it's with the grain, there was a little more, like, you can see kind of like the inconsistency in the cutting, just as a, just because of the way the wood is structured. When the laser cutter cut through it, it was a little more jagged going with the grain. Then with the grain against was a lot cleaner, I believe. Yeah, you can see not as many jagged lines. So this is a good approximation of what it'll look like. This is basically what it will look like. And it's not glued right now, but it looks pretty sick in my opinion. It actually it smells like a campfire because of the laser, the burn on the wood. But yeah, that looks great. I mean, you know what? My gut reaction right now first is really the I think the engraved version makes it pop a lot more, and so I think I'll probably go with that. All right, so I popped off the the casing off of the I don't know what you call it, the pads, or the ear pads or whatever, and I decided to go with the horizontal grain. The cut is just a lot cleaner, and then orient them vertically as opposed to horizontally. It was a tough decision, but I just think vertical looks slightly better. And I'm ready to glue. So I asked my dad if he had any glue that I could use for this project, and basically he just told me to give me the project and let me glue it. So I just let him do it. He has a lot of different types of glue for his RC plane hobby. He's constantly fixing up RC planes with glue, I guess, and lots of different types of glue and epoxies and what have you. And so this is my dad working on my Grado headphone mods. Less than 5 minutes. It was super fast. You'll see him glue this thing on, and basically we left it for like 5 minutes, and then the project was done. I think he thought I broke the headphones. I mean, I kind of did, to be honest. And there we go. We are done. Super simple build. And I think it turned out great. I'm super happy with how it turned out, and I'm going to start using these right away. Awesome. So here are just a couple more shots of the final product. I love how these turned out, and what's even better is how they sound now, because I did a test with these before I glued them on, and I just kind of put the wood over the backs of the headphones while I listened, and I didn't notice that much of a difference, honestly. It was just controlling the treble a little bit. But when I actually had these glued on, it sounds completely different. I can almost hear the wood on the outside. I know that sounds strange, but it's not only warm, but I can feel like the body of the discs. I don't know how to explain it into words, but they sound good. And I'm happy with this project, and I'm happy that you stuck here through the end and watched this video, so thank you for that. And another shout out to Evacado Studio. Check her out. Again, the link is down in the description, and I hope you have an amazing, fantastic day.